Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day number 5 of our favorite guitar Riff-Masters of all time. Each and every day we're going to be talking about riff-o-rama from some of the greats. We've got 30 days here in the month of April. We have hopefully all picked out our 30 favorite Riff-Masters of all time, but it's not just picking out the Riff-Masters. We have to then figure out which are our 3 favorite riffs from each of those maestros. And remember, a riff is a kind of like opening passage to a song played on guitar that's repeated throughout the song that you instantly remember, right? That is the hook that brings you into the song. There could be other great things about the song, but usually it's that riff that just catches our attention and captivates us. And those who love guitar players, whether you're a player or not, riffs are very, very important in all sorts of different types of music. So could be heavy players or not. They could be prog players, classic rock, whatever, heavy metal, whatever the case might be. So I have picked out, I don't have my entire month already mapped out yet. I've got like the first half. So I have a little bit more work to do because this is a really tough assignment for me as someone who loves guitar players and has so many bands that I love that, where the guitar player just is just such a riff specialist. So I've got to continue fine-tuning my list, but the first half of the month, like I said, is pretty much set in stone. But I've got this whole big, long list, and I just have to kind of whittle it down. So I'm working on it. So for today, we're going to talk about a very special guy who was the founder of this band and who's been fronting this band in the guitar slot for 50 some odd years. He's still doing it to this day, and man, he's cranked out a ton of classic riffs for Uriah Heep. I'm talking about Mr. Mick Box, right? Such a cool dude. I've had the opportunity to meet Mick a handful of times, and he is just so awesome. He's just as a nice guy and is just as much fun as he appears on stage, and just such a terrific dude. And man, has he cranked out some classic riffs. We're going to start off first. We're going to go to the very, very first album called Very Heavy, Very Humble. And the song is called Walking in Your Shadow. I almost wanted to pick Gypsy. But I decided to go Walking in Your Shadow because it's all... The thing with Heap is like a lot of the classic riffs are generally played in unison with Mick Box and Ken Hensley, right? So you have this big Hammond organ guitar, thunderous thing going on. That's kind of like Gypsy. I love Gypsy, though. Gypsy is Pile Driver. But I'm going to go with Walking in Your Shadows, track number 2. Dun, 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 dun. It's just so crushingly heavy, and it's all Mick Box on his, what I'm assuming was either a Gibson Les Paul or a Gibson SG. It's mostly what he played, especially early on. Now he plays pretty much just Les Paul guitars. But yeah, just absolutely, just crushingly heavy and just a killer song. It takes lots of twists and turns as it goes through. But man, just so good, so heavy from a classic debut album. Very Heavy, Very Humble. Walking in Your Shadow is the first one. Now we're going to go to album number 3. Which is my favorite Uriah Heep album of all time. It's from the Look at Yourself album, and I'm going to go with the very evil sounding, very ominous and crushing song, Shadows of Grief. Now, what's interesting about this particular one is Mick doesn't actually kick into the main riff till just under a minute into the song. So you get this like kind of creepy intro. You got Ken Hensley doing all sorts of interesting things, right? And then it's not till I think it's like 56 or something seconds after Ken actually plays the riff on his Hammond organ, then Mick comes in, and it's dun 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 dun, and the two of them go through it, and it repeats throughout the song. You got this. Excuse me, I'm totally getting into talking this morning, and it's early in the morning, and my nasal drip is just kicking in big time. But yeah, and it's just such... Shadows of Grief is one of Heap's heaviest songs, and it's just so evil sounding. You got that wicked David Byron vocal, just such a killer tune, and an absolutely killer riff that... Jeez. And of course, I don't have any of my water here this morning, right? Of course, I'm taping really, really early this morning because, of course, I'm running out of town today, so I wanted to get all this stuff done. And the earlier I try to talk in the morning, the worse it is for me. not the voice is not lubricated yet, I guess. But Shadows of Grief, so heavy. Check it out if you've never heard it. It's one of my favorite songs from the band, and it's again a very simple riff. Most of Mick's riffs are very simple, but they're so menacing sounding. That's my second choice today. Now we're going to go ahead a bunch of years, and we're going to go to the late 70s for an album with the great. I'm drawing a complete blank on his name. Sorry, guys. It's early, like I said. This is John Lawton. Jesus. Come on, Pete. The great Innocent Victim album. Another one of my favorite riffs from Mick Box that I think never gets enough credit on this album, and is the crazy good, heavy, quick, free and easy. Right, and it's just right off the bat. There is no organ intro. There's nothing like that. Right off the bat, he just does this kind of staccato, fast pick riff. There's this little descending thing, right? So it's like a fast tremolo pick riff and a little descending lick, and then right back again. And and it goes up an octave. It's just totally killer. The whole song crushes. There's no keyboards in the song at all. So this is basically all Mick Box's tremendous riffing, and then you get like a slide solo from Ken Hensley. And Mick has a regular guitar solo, regular straight lead, and they go back and forth between the slide and the solo, and it's very cool. But the riff just rampages throughout the whole song. It's just so cool, and it's overdriven, right? There's tons of gain on it. To me, it just sounds like a Les Paul cranked through a Marshall, just straight in, man. It's just awesome stuff. So Free and Easy is my pick from the Innocent Victim album. We're gonna go Shadows of Grief from Look at Yourself. And, of course, Walking in My Shadow from the first album. Very heavy, very humble. So let us know if you want to play along with my picks. Let us know your 3 favorite riffs from Mr. Mick Box, the killer player from Uriah Heep, as well as your guitar player for today, and your 3 favorite riffs from that particular player. So stay tuned tomorrow for another one as we march our way through the end of the month. We've got 30 guitar players to talk about and 90 riffs to talk about. So it's a lot of riffs, guys. So thanks for watching. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. We also have down below, way down there in the video description, the link to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page. So thanks in advance, everybody, and we'll see you. Like I said, hopefully you should get a new album review here today, at least one. It's going to be a little light this week, but we'll catch up next week. And stay tuned tomorrow for another of our favorite guitar riff masters. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one, everybody. See you real soon. Bye-bye.